So just a little tick-tock with the knees. All right, and then once you get to one side, we're gonna squeeze your glutes, pull your hips, push your hips forward and kind of come into this kneeling position. And then you can go ahead and set your butt back where it came from, feet out in front. Knees to the side the other way. Pushing your hips through. And again, using your hands as much or as little as you want, or maybe playing around with how you might be able to open up your hips differently if you're leaning back more into your hands. And you may find that you're kind of wandering around a little bit and you have to adjust a little bit to stay in your space, and we're totally just flowing, exploring the space. All right, and again, we'll start in the beginning position with our feet forward. We'll drop those knees down to one side, squeeze your glutes, come up to kneeling, and then this trailing leg is gonna lunge forward. Sorry, I'm kind of going off the screen here, but you're just lunging forward, leaning forward, and then you're gonna take this knee and put it, and again, if you need to be using your hands, that's great, but the knee goes back to where your foot is, butt comes down, and then we're back to that starting position. And you can go to the other side. And again, the trailing leg lunges forward and then goes back by your foot where it came from. We're doing a little speed round hip flow today, so. Again, this is really just about moving around, opening up your hips, your ankles, your knees. All right, we'll do one more progression. So we'll start in that starting position, knees off to the side, coming down, then squeezing your glutes, coming up into this kneel, trailing leg, lunge forward. So you get this lean so you can stretch here, and then you're gonna sit back, straighten out your front leg and lean forward so you get a nice hamstring stretch. And then we'll send that leg back where it came from. And so again, feet starting out in front, coming down to the side. This trailing leg lunges forward. You can lean forward into that lunge and then straighten out the front leg, hinging forward. Oh, a couple pops in the hip. And then putting that knee back where it came from by your foot. And we'll just do a few more. All right, and then we're going to move into the next portion. And so the next part we're going to do on an every minute on the minute, and you don't need any toys for this part. So this is kind of just like another part of we're kind of like leveling up. So this is like another part of our warm up, just some body weight stuff, but hopefully we'll kind of get moving a little bit. And so again, we're going to be going on the minute, every minute on the minute, and I'll try to just narrate as we go. So I'll get the clock going. And so we'll start in 10 seconds, and we're going to start with some sit-ups. And we're going to do 3, 2, 1, go. We'll just do sit-ups. Nice and easy. And at 30 seconds, we're going to switch to a new movement. So we're going to do sit-ups for 15 more seconds. And just nice and slow and steady. In 10 seconds, we're going to switch to Russian twists. 3, 2, 1. And so Russian twist, you're just going to tap to the side, and if you want some extra spice, you can pick your feet up in the air. And at 30 seconds, we're going to change movements again. So we're going to do these for 15 more seconds. Just as many as you feel, nice and slow and steady. 10 more seconds, Russian twists. For the next movement, also, we're going to have to stand up. So just warning you, 3, 2, 1. And so now we're going to get up and we're going to go into just some squats. So knees out, toes out, sitting down just as deep as you feel like. We're just getting warm right now. So just some nice, easy squats. Maybe getting lower and lower as you feel warm. Keeping your chest up, knees out, grabbing the ground with your feet. All right, and then 3, 2, 1, you're just gonna widen your stance and we're gonna squat towards one leg and then the other leg. So some Cossack squats. And again, not worrying about how deep we're getting right now. Nice and slow and steady. Just squatting towards one side and then the other. Sending your hips back. Keeping your chest up. And we're gonna go back to the beginning after these Cossack squats. 3, 2, 1, sit-ups. And so we'll go 10 more seconds for the sit-ups. And again, just moving however you want. Nice and slow, taking breaks as you need. 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to go into those Russian twists. $15 more seconds. And we're going to do this whole thing for 4 rounds or 8 total minutes, in case you were wondering how long we'd be going. 3, 2, 1. And so now we'll stand on up and get into those squats. Feet more shoulder width apart. Knees out, chest up. And again, just however many you feel for the next 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. This time we're going to do lunge steps as opposed to the Cossack squats. So just reverse lunge steps, forward lunge steps, whatever kind you like. So 10 more seconds of lunges. 3, 2, 1. And we'll go back to the sit-ups. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now Russian twists. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Squats. Feet under your shoulders, squats. Chest up, knees tracking over your toes. Staying in control the whole way down, the whole way up. And we'll go back to Cossack squats this time. In 3, 2, 1. So nice wide stance, squatting towards one side and then the other. And again, trying to keep that working leg, your knee tracking over your toes, even as we're squatting off to the side. Keeping that chest up. 2, 1, sit-ups. And this will be our last set. Three, 2, 1, Russian twist. Ten more seconds. All right, and squats. Last set, best set, don't get sloppy now. Stay tight, knees tracking over toes, chest up. 10 more seconds. Whole foot squeezing the ground. 3, 2, 1. Again, lunges this time. Sorry, I meant to give you a warning, but I forgot. And keep your feet at shoulder width apart as you're lunging. You don't need to lunge on a tightrope. Give room for your hips. Nice work. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, rest. So grab a little rest, get some water, take a breath, stretch a little bit, and we're going to use some kind of a weight, or 2 small ones. I'm going to use 2 small weights for today, but whatever you want for that, and a step. And then you can kind of get your hands on that stuff while you're resting for a second. And it could be helpful to have a timer as well, because today we're going to be doing a faster each set workout. And so it can be helpful, or I guess you don't have to have a timer. You can just do as many sets as you want and not really worry about the time and just try to be consistent. Or you could like time each set and try to get faster. That's the reason why I set up my clock for today though too, so that you can use that if you want to and just watch that clock. And and also it's okay to like guess your time. And the other thing is though, is we're going to have rest periods and we're not all going to be resting necessarily at the same time. So that can be another reason why it's helpful to have a timer so that you can at least keep track of your rest. So as you're kind of finding your setup, I'll go over what it's going to look like. So we're going to do the rep scheme. It should hopefully be easy enough to remember. It's going to be like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And so it starts with 10 push-ups. And these push-ups can be like any style push-ups, but I want you to try to do the same style push-ups throughout the entire workout. So that's the challenge for you on your push-ups. And so just as a reminder, some different ways that you can do your push-ups. I guess like the most challenging way would be to be having your hands on the ground, your feet on the ground, and you're starting in a plank and you're just maintaining this position the whole way through. I guess if you wanted to, if you had something to like elevate your hands on, you could do a deficit push-up, and that would make it even harder because you'd go lower than your hands in the bottom. So I don't know, maybe Molly Sinnott, maybe if you have a couple books around, you could try something like that. That could be fun. I know you're really strong at push-ups. And so then the next movement is, another way that you can do your push-ups would be starting in that plank, lowering down in the plank, and then dropping your knees and coming up onto your knees. And so that way you're still getting that nice practice of the push-up on the way down, but then you're not as limited to come back up into your next rep. And then another modification might be on your step or whatever that is in that plank position, and then just going all the way down to the step. You could even do these to the wall if you want. That's how we can do that. And then also just on your knees the whole time. Oop, you can't really see, but on your knees for all the reps would be fine. So those are your push-up options. And then the next movement is going to be up downs. And so for those, you're just going to go back into that plank and then back up to standing. And that's kind of rude. Push-ups, then up downs. Who wrote this workout? And you can also hop. So 10 push-ups, 20 up downs, 30 step ups. So this is where you're going to have your step. And you can decide if you want to weight these or not. Sam, you probably already got your weight vest on, but you can weight the step ups or not. And again, just try to be consistent. And then we're going to do 40 swings. And so this is what you will have your item for. And so this is where, like, I just happen to have 2 small items here. So I'm going to have 2 items in my hand as I do my swings. And just up to eye level or overhead, whatever works for you today. And it's going to be 40 swings. So try to make sure that you're not doing something too heavy. And then whatever your item is, it'll be on the ground and we're going to hop over it 50 times. Be careful. Yeah, 50 sideways hops. And then you're going to get to rest for 90 seconds. So it's a minute and a half. And so this set might be a little bit longer than some of the other ones we're used to. So we might not do as many rounds this time. Like sometimes when we do these workouts, you end up getting like 6 or 7 rounds. This might be more like 4. And we're going to have 30 minutes to just do as many rounds as you feel like. And so if you're kind of just cruising and resting and not worrying too much about how fast each set is getting, you can just kind of cruise for 30 minutes. And when you're done, when you feel done, that's great. And then for those of you who are trying to get faster with each set, as soon as you slow down, just call it and you don't have to keep going anymore. So like once you get to the point where you're trying to beat yourself, and then you can't anymore, you've like maxed out and it's good. You don't need to do another round just because there's 4 minutes left. So, and then also same thing if you feel done at 20 minutes when you're just cruising because maybe you were going at a faster pace, like that's totally fine too. So we all might be done at the time that we want to be done at, not the time that everybody else is done at. And that's totally fine for today. What did I forget?
With the hops, is it like there and back is one or one way is one?
Every hop counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, you will end up doing one more hop in one direction. Or no, it should be even because it's 50 hops. But it doesn't really matter either way.
I'm going to take a pre-sweaty workout when everyone's happy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yes, Molly, sit it with the coffee. Love it.
Okay, and so again, it starts with those 10 push-ups, then 20 up downs, 30 step ups, 40 swings, 50 hops. Rest 90 seconds and repeat. My advice is also to pace the push-ups a little bit. Rest during your push-ups on the first couple rounds too, even when you feel like you don't need to, because you will have to later probably. And if we're ready, we can start. Okay, people look ready. All right. Use my fancy clock. It has a 10-second countdown, so when it starts, it actually doesn't quite start yet. So we'll start in 10 seconds with 10 push-ups. 3, 2, 1, go! Nice job, everybody. Good pacing on this first round. Oh, Eden, you awake? And remember to get 90 seconds of rest before your second set. No. No, what the, why? Okay, it was at 14:47 when it died, and I'm just starting it over again. Ah, oh my god, that makes me so upset. I know no one else probably cares, but. So we're halfway through. We have 15 more minutes. I have no idea why I did that. I literally just ran this clock for 30 minutes. Well, screw it. I don't even care anymore. Eden, it's your fault. Watch out. All right, there's about 5 minutes left. Maybe you've got time for one more set. Yeah, bye, Sidney. Good job. So nice to see you.
You too. Bye.
Bye, Amy.
I'm not leaving yet.
Okay, nice. Lay down. Oh my God, lay down. Yeah, nice work. You're welcome. Nice job, everybody. So sweaty.
Thanks y'all so much. This is awesome.
So nice to see you, Rory.
Mwah.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Oh, time's up at 14:47 apparently. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Why did that happen?
Oh, Chardy, that was fun.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
Yeah.